Hey guys, what's going on? Hope you've had a good week trading. I've had a pretty good week trading despite the markets, and I think Jeff Bishop and Bullseye Trades did extremely well this week, even though the markets have really taken a beating. His pick was Mara this week, and he made a well, he didn't make a, but you could have made a potential of 440% gain if you played it exactly perfectly, which of course nobody does, and so that's not the exact percentage gain of what people managed to obtain this week. Typically, people were taking between 100 and 200%, sometimes close to 300%, which is still amazing, really good. And the cool thing is, like, this isn't the first time Jeff has been on fire, and I think again this comes back to something I keep telling people is like, don't give up on services. If you check the description below, you'll find a link to my full Bullseye trades review. It has every trade since the start of 2022 in it. They're down here. I put the date and put the contracts and everything, and I put roughly what the gains or losses were, and you can see we've been on this really nice green streak again. But of course, a lot of people have already given up on the market or given up on Bullseye Trades, moved on to something else, which I find kind of a shame given that Bullseye Trades is only $97 a year. If you come to this link right here, you can get the best possible deal. Typically that's just $97 for one of these options trades every Monday morning, with a little bit of due diligence, a little bit of a sort of mini chat room forum almost. I'll show you that if you haven't seen that yet. And I think this is a fantastic service, and I think it's worth pointing out that the market has been going down really hard, and Bullseye Trades has been doing great, like you can see in the list here. So for the last few weeks, solid 400%. These are maximum. Some of them are maximum. Some of them are ones that actually I did and got particular profits from. And you can see, so we've all basically green since July, and the market has just been going down since July. So and a lot of these are calls. So he's picking ones that are doing really well despite the market, and that's what Jeff is known for his last 20 years of trading. So anyway, this was this week's Mara calls. We'll go into them a little bit more detail. Wanted to give a shout out to theta traders and passive profits. So we have the service, Lance and I of the service. This is theta trader Lance. We have this service called consistent passive profits, and basically it's kind of like Bullseye Trades in a way, where it's totally beating the market. Like, so the market's been going down. You just posted this for 6 weeks straight, like all the way down here. I think 8.5% in the last few weeks. And my account with this particular strategy is up about 8%. So this is a totally different approach to Bullseye Trades, but it's a similar idea. So if you want to get, know anything more about that, just let me know. I'll put a link to the landing page to come and join us in this service. A lot of people love it. It's one of the favorite, like some people say it's their favorite service they've ever been in, which is really cool. We have a lot of good testimonials about it, and there hasn't actually been a losing trade in a year and a half from either Lance or myself, and between the two of us we've done a lot of trades, well over 100 trades. So it's pretty cool. This is option selling though, so it's a little bit different from the Bullseye Trades buy side of things, but still worth noting. Still something you guys should look into, maybe get some more information about. We may do some sort of sale or launch again on this in the coming weeks, so keep an eye out for that as well. Alright, so back to Bullseye Trades. So once you've checked out the review, I'm going to add one last thing here. Is the main part of the whole review today is this email from Jeff. So this is what came out on Monday, October 23rd, so 4 days ago. And he's talking about how he doesn't like the market, how last week's Bullseye trade worked. I'm just getting down to the right parts, saying, right now, bonds are the only thing that matter. If you are ignoring what's going on there, you're not paying attention to the right information. Until we see a bottom from the bond market, interest rates will continue to soar and do some real damage to the entire economy. So I would sit out this week if I had a choice and wait until next week to trade. Anybody going long would have, on anything except for the Bullseye pick, would have probably been well advised to do that. This is a tough week, totally was. Lots of earnings from all the biggest companies in the world. Amazon, for example. Bitcoin and crypto have been working recently, so this is why I decided to kind of go with with Mara, because obviously Mara is tied to Bitcoin. So it's saying it's late to the party, but investors are fleeing into safe assets right now. And while crypto is not what I would call a safe asset, neither would I, given it just goes down and down and down. I do see the reasons why people would be buying again. There are not a lot of Bitcoin stocks I would ever think about buying, but there is one stock that I think has a good chance of having an outstanding week. That's Mara Digital. So this was the email that came out on Monday. He talks a bit about his Alpha Hunter service, which is awesome. You should definitely check that out. I'll leave a link in the description for you to go and read about that. Let's see. Keep going down. Okay, so here's some of his reasoning on Mara. It's pretty basic. He says, when I look at Mara this week, I see a wedge pattern, right? That's obvious. I would love to see this break to the upside above 850. I think it is off to the races. Well, that is actually what happened. So I'm looking at here, and you can see the black box indicators that Raging Bull's now using. I've started to review those. I'm not a huge fan so far. I'm much preferring the AlgoPro, which is this indicator right here. So this one, AlgoPro, I use version 1.2. It predicted the move on Mara just as well as Jeff did, which I thought was quite funny. So if you're interested in that, it's the best indicator system where you can just buy on a buy symbol and sell on a sell symbol, if that's, if you're going to short. It's the best system I've ever come across. A lot of the systems charge monthly. This one's just a one-time fee. I'll leave a link to my full review of this system for the AlgoPro in the description below. But he's using Blackbox, which I'm not a huge fan of at all so far. It's all about option stuff, options flow, which I feel is kind of junky a lot of times. Kind of a scam almost, or at least useless at best. Anyway, so he said, we have seen Mara make some very fast big move when it wakes up, which is what it did this week. Maybe we will see that happen. That's what did happen. I'll be looking to take profits around $9 in a spike, and maybe even as high as 11. If I'm wrong, the stop loss at 760. And then the key part at the bottom here, which is the actual trade. So these were the contracts, November 10th, $9 calls near 40 cents. So really cheap calls as well if you wanted to only use a small amount of capital to trade this, which is always nice, especially in crazy, scary markets. All right, so let's see what happened. First of all, like I showed you on this plot right here, this arrow marks Monday morning. And as I said, AlgoPro, my favorite indicator system that I just bought a few weeks ago and have been reviewing extensively. Again, I'll put the review of it in the description below to check out. Highly recommend it because you didn't need Jeff for this one. You just needed this algo. So it took a couple of days. Well, it took about a day before we had this huge gap up. We got this massive move up to the spike right here, which is at 1072. So you're able to get in around the 8s, low 8s, and out at best, of course, we don't time the top exactly, around 10s, which is awesome, which is in line with what he was saying basically here, right? He wanted to take profits on a $9 spike, and then maybe even as high as 11, and it almost got to 11. I think it was brought down primarily by the market, the equities market as a whole, because it nearly hit that 11, right? It had been right here, would have been pretty good. But what a move. And of course the contracts on this just went crazy. So the contracts went up 440%. This is another email, by the way, that Jeff sent out. So yeah, I like how transparent he is. I think the cool thing is there's also in here, when you scroll down, you've also got like a little forum. You can comment and Jeff can comment back. So, Joseph said, nice pick, Jeff. I didn't pull the trigger on this. A lot of people are freaked out, whether it's because Bullseye wasn't performing all that well for a while, even though I think it was. People were not happy with having to wait for entries and things. The track record is still superb to me. The people are not pulling the trigger on things as much. People are, maybe it's the market as well, who knows. Anyway, this guy said I still enjoyed watching the fireworks from the sidelines. Jeff said I don't know about buying it here, just sold mine today, so obviously not a buyer, which is definitely right, because Very quickly after that, we got a sell signal on AlgoPro. So this is again AlgoPro, and we've been sell signaling all the way down. This is the other thing I like about AlgoPro is it gives an entry after the sell signal and then profit targets and stop loss as well. So Jeff was definitely right to take his profits here because we triggered a sell pretty quickly after that. So it was pretty much overnight. It seems like that he got that huge win though, which was really nice. Looks like I was pleased to take 100% gain off the table on half the position on day one, and then let the remainder ride for just a little bit longer, and got 270% on the rest. So pretty amazing. So we can have a look at the contracts really quickly. Let's see what the contracts were. Just see. No, I'm not just making all this up. So November 10th on Mara. Go to Mara. You can see the spike here quite well as well, right? This is 5 days, 5 minutes. So this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So you can see just straight uphill and straight up. And then we die off. So we go to the trade tab here. And we go to November 10th, which is right here. Let's see where we're at. $9 calls. $9 calls. They're still up like double, but not quite as high as they were. They're still double what they were at the start of the week. So look here. Hard to see, but I'll mark the lines here for you. Sorry, I meant drawings, so yeah, lowest possible price would have been 42 cents. Contract, $2.17. So from 42 cents to it's just ridiculous. I mean, 10x would have been 4, so it's like 5x almost. 5x the option price on these calls on Mara. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, definitely give it a shot. I'll leave a link in the description so you can see the rest of the track record, and also a link to get the best possible deal to join Jeff, which is also in my main review right here. So I used to use Lux Algo, but now I'm finding that this AlgoPro is a lot better. So I've been using AlgoPro to help with my entries, exits, and management of the Bullseye trade system. Because at the end of the day, you've got to kind of make the trade your own, right? Jeff's not going to be there every second of the day for a swing trade on these. And one last final thought is, a lot of these ones that don't work out that well or only partly work end up working out a week or two later. They're often, Jeff's looking on a swing trading chart here, 4-hour chart, or even the daily chart. And so sometimes it takes these trades a while to work. They're not that fast usually. This one was particularly fast and it worked same day and overnight, which is awesome. Anyway, hopefully that's helpful, and I'll talk to you guys soon.